The strangest money lesson Noah Miller ever learned began with $20. Not with a stock market chart, not with a business book, and definitely not with a lecture. It started in his grandfather's cluttered garage on a warm Saturday morning. Noah had been saving every dollar he received for almost a year. Birthday money, allowance, cash from helping his mom, even the $5 his neighbor gave him for carrying groceries. Every bill went into the same glass jar. He was proud of it. Then his grandfather, Frank, looked at the jar, reached into his old wallet, and placed a $20 bill on the workbench. "Spend it," he said. Noah stared at him. Spend it? His grandfather had just told the most careful saver in the family to do the one thing he hated doing. Frank smiled. "Don't worry. I'm not telling you to waste it." Noah picked up the bill. "Then what am I supposed to do with it?" Frank pointed toward the broken bicycles, old tools, boxes, and dusty shelves surrounding them. "Give it a job." And Noah had no idea what that meant. Noah had always believed that saving money was the same thing as being responsible. He kept his spending low. When his friends bought expensive drinks after school, Noah brought water from home. When they wanted a new video game, Noah waited. When his old sneakers started looking worn out, he cleaned them instead of replacing them. His savings jar became almost like a trophy. There was just one problem. Noah had no idea what he was saving for. One afternoon, his mother found him counting the money on his bedroom floor. "What's the plan?" she asked. Noah shrugged. "College. A car. Maybe something important." "That's a lot of maybes." Noah laughed, but the question stayed with him. He had been so focused on not losing money that he had never learned how money could actually help him. That evening, Noah returned to his grandfather's garage. Frank was repairing an old bicycle. Noah placed the $20 bill on the workbench. "What exactly does it mean to give money a job?" Frank wiped his hands on a rag. "Every dollar has a choice. It can sit there, it can disappear, or it can help you create something." Noah looked around the garage. "Like what?" Frank pointed at an old bicycle with a flat tire. "That's a job." Noah laughed. "You want me to fix a bicycle?" "No," Frank said. "I want you to learn how to fix one." That sounded different. Frank wasn't offering Noah a shortcut. He was offering him a skill. Frank made Noah a deal. The $20 could buy something useful, but Noah had to choose it. They visited a small hardware store downtown. Noah immediately looked at snacks. Frank laughed. "That's not an investment." Noah put the candy back. Eventually, they found a small bicycle repair kit with tire levers, patches, a basic wrench, and a pump. It wasn't impressive. It wasn't shiny, but it was useful. Noah paid for it. On the walk home, he kept staring at the little paper bag. $20 had left his hands. For the first time, that didn't feel like losing. It felt like starting. Back in the garage, Frank taught Noah how to replace a tube. It took Noah nearly an hour. The first patch leaked. The second one stuck crooked. At one point, the tires somehow ended up looking worse than when they started. Frank laughed so hard he had to sit down. Noah wasn't amused. "I spent $20 to make a bicycle worse." Frank shook his head. "No, you spent $20 to become someone who knows one more thing than you knew yesterday." That sentence changed the way Noah looked at the tools. The next morning, he tried again. This time, the tire held. Noah pumped it up, spun the wheel, and listened. Smooth. He had learned something, and that something belonged to him. A week later, Noah was sitting outside his house when Ben Carter rolled past on his bicycle. Then came a loud pop. Ben stopped. His rear tire was flat. Noah looked at the bicycle, then at the garage, then at the little repair kit. "Need help?" Ben looked doubtful. "Can you actually fix it?" Noah remembered the first patch. He remembered Frank laughing, and he remembered the wheel spinning smoothly the next morning. "Yeah," Noah said, probably a little too confidently. 20 minutes later, Ben's bicycle was working again. Ben reached into his pocket and handed Noah $5. Noah stared at the bill. His first money earned from a skill. It wasn't much, but it felt completely different from finding $5 in a birthday card. That night, Noah did something unusual. He didn't put the $5 straight into his savings jar. He put it on the workbench beside his tools. Then he wrote 3 words on a piece of paper. "Bicycle fixes $5. The next morning, he showed the paper to Frank. Frank nodded. "Now you're thinking." Noah spent the next week fixing small problems for neighbors. Flat tires, loose chains, Squeaky brakes. Nothing dramatic. But every repair taught him something. And every customer taught him something too. Noah discovered that people didn't just pay for a repair. They paid because someone made their problem easier. That was the second lesson. Money often follows value. After a few weeks, Noah had earned $63. He was thrilled. Then Frank asked the question Noah had been avoiding. Where is the money going? Noah smiled. Back into the business. Frank nodded. Good, but not all of it. He took a notebook and drew 3 simple boxes. The first said keep. The second said grow. The third said enjoy. Noah stared at the page. Frank explained. Some money protects you. Some money helps you grow. And some money is supposed to make life enjoyable. Noah laughed. So, you're finally letting me buy something? Absolutely. Noah bought an ice cream. Frank bought one too. And for once, Noah spent money without feeling guilty. Success made Noah confident. Maybe a little too confident. One Saturday, he decided his little bicycle business needed a professional sign. So he spent $28 on a large printed banner. It looked impressive. It also looked ridiculous hanging above a teenager's garage. Frank stared at it. Noah waited proudly. Frank finally said, How many customers did the banner bring you? Noah looked toward the empty sidewalk. None. Then what did you buy? Noah sighed. A banner. Frank smiled. Good. Now you know the difference between looking like a business and being useful like one. Noah laughed. The lesson was slightly painful, but it was cheap compared with the mistakes he could make later. A few days later, Noah met someone who taught him a different kind of lesson. An older neighbor named Mrs. Wilson came to the garage with an old bicycle. She needed it for grocery trips. The bicycle had several problems. Noah checked everything. The brakes needed adjusting. The chain was loose. One tire was almost completely worn out. Noah calculated the cost. Then he noticed Mrs. Wilson checking the price nervously. He could have charged her full price. Instead, he told her what needed to be fixed first. The brakes, he said. Let's make it safe. We can handle the rest later. She thanked him. Noah earned less that afternoon, but he gained something he couldn't put in his savings jar. Trust. Something funny happened after that. People started talking. Not because Noah had the biggest sign, not because he had the fanciest garage, because he did good work. One neighbor told another, then another. Soon, bicycles began appearing outside Frank's garage almost every weekend. Noah made a simple rule. Every dollar he earned had to go somewhere useful. Some went into savings. Some bought better tools. And a small amount paid for things he enjoyed. The glass jar was still there. But now it wasn't Noah's whole plan. It was only one part of it. One afternoon, Noah asked Frank a question. Is this what you meant by making money grow? Frank shook his head. Not exactly. Noah looked confused. Frank pointed toward the garage. The money didn't grow by itself. Noah looked at the tools, then the bicycles, then his notebook. Frank continued. You grew first. That sentence stayed with Noah. The $20 hadn't magically multiplied. Noah had learned a skill. The skill created value. The value brought customers. The customers created income. And the income gave Noah more choices. That was the real investment. By the end of summer, Noah had a new goal. He wanted to buy his own professional bicycle repair stand. It cost more than anything he had bought before. This time, he didn't rush. He made a plan. Every week, he saved a little. Every week, he put some money back into the business. And every week, he kept a small amount for himself. The goal took longer than he expected, but something had changed. Noah no longer wanted money just because it was money. He wanted money because it could help him build something. Then, one Saturday, something unexpected happened. Noah's mother called him inside. His laptop had stopped working. He needed it for school. A repair shop quoted a price Noah couldn't afford. For a moment, he panicked. Then he remembered the glass jar. The money inside wasn't enough to solve everything, but it was enough to cover the repair. Noah finally understood why Frank had never told him to stop saving. Saving mattered. It gave you breathing room when life did something inconvenient. But saving wasn't supposed to be the entire journey. The jar was his safety net. His skills were his engine. That evening, Noah asked Frank why he understood money so well. Frank sat quietly for a moment. Then he told Noah something he had never explained before. When Frank was young, he had saved almost every dollar from his first job. He thought having money in the bank meant he was safe. Then his car broke down. He needed the car to get to work. The savings helped him survive the problem. But after that, Frank learned another lesson. He started learning repair skills. He bought old tools. He fixed things for neighbors. Eventually, those skills became his career. Money helped me when I had it, Frank said. But skills helped me earn it when I didn't. Noah finally understood. A few weeks later, Ben came back to Noah with a new idea. Can you teach me? Noah looked at him. Teach you what? Bicycle repair. Noah smiled. Suddenly, he understood something else. He didn't have to keep every useful thing to himself. So Noah taught Ben how to patch a tire. Ben messed it up. Noah laughed. Frank laughed too. And the garage became louder, messier, and somehow better. The business wasn't just making Noah money anymore. It was making him useful, and that felt even better. Near the end of summer, Noah found the original $20 bill. Frank had kept it tucked inside the old toolbox. Noah picked it up. It looked ordinary, a little wrinkled, a little worn. But Noah smiled. That $20 had bought a repair kit. The repair kit had bought him a skill. The skill had brought customers. The customers had taught him responsibility. And responsibility had changed the way he thought about money. Noah handed the bill back to Frank. You should keep it. Frank shook his head. No, you keep it. Why? Because someday you'll meet someone who needs the same lesson. Years later, Noah still remembered that Saturday morning. He still saved money. He still kept an emergency cushion. He still thought carefully before buying things. But he also invested in himself. He learned new skills. He built things. He helped people. And when he earned more, he didn't immediately ask, what can I buy? He asked a better question. What can this money help me become? That was what Frank had really meant. Money is useful when you save some of it. Money is useful when you enjoy some of it. And money is powerful when you use some of it to create value. So don't be afraid to save. Just don't let saving become the end of the story. Because sometimes the best thing you can do with $1 isn't hold on to it forever. It's give a purpose, give a skill, give a chance to grow. And most importantly, give yourself a chance to grow with it. If this story reminded you of someone who taught you a lesson about life, share it with them. And if you enjoy simple stories with meaningful lessons, subscribe for the next one.